Yeah, hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop.
Every player on the ice has a 10-minute misconduct, among other penalties. I have never.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 10-Minute Misconduct. We have Kevin Szabad with us tonight from the Columbus River Dragons. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, we are super stoked to have you on, and we just want to also extend a big thank you because we had a last-minute cancellation, so we were really glad that we could get you on. And Aaron and Sam, how we doing tonight?
Doing fantastic. Can't wait to get started.
I'm doing well myself now.
Good deal. Well, I know I'm kind of coming at you guys at a different location every week, so just an update on the move. We are in Virginia now. I think we finished negotiations on a house this evening. So if we have any tech issues or Wi-Fi problems, just please bear with us. We're kind of out in the boonies at the moment. So let's get started. Kevin, I noticed that you are you a dual citizen, or I noticed your EP had Hungary and Austria.
So I am not a dual citizen. In Austria, if you play a certain number of years in juniors, they will get you what's called a hockey Austrian status, where you don't count as an import under the federation's rules, but you still you can play for your original national team.
Wow, okay, that's very interesting.
That is really cool. It's like a hockey passport. That's
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
pretty badass.
Do you know if they do that for like other sports as well, or is it more of like just a strictly or unknown?
It happens a lot, especially in neighboring countries. So Germany and Austria, they'll do the same thing, especially in soccer. Any of the sports that are really big over there, I believe they do that. It just makes it easier for, quote unquote, import players to make the step to professional levels. So, I was very blessed to get that in my last year of eligibility to play juniors. So that did help me a long way.
If I could piggyback off of that, I know that there's a certain number of imports you can have in the States. Is it larger over in Europe because of how many more countries are so close together?
It depends on the league. I know in the Austrian league, they used to go by a point system where it was a whole formula of where you played, how many points you had, how old you are, and then you had a certain number of points you had to stay under. Now I believe they've moved to just, you have a set number of imports you can have. But leagues like the English League, I think the Elite League, you can have up to 12 imports on your team. So, that's one thing that Austria, Hungary, Germany, they're doing very well, is to promote having to put the young players into the teams and having like the home talent play for the teams. So it really depends on the league and the country.
Speaking of that, I don't want to get too much into it because I know Anna's got a lot of really good questions about and facts about places that you've played. But can you maybe tell us a little bit about the differences between playing in other countries versus playing in America and what that kind of looks like for someone like you who's played so much outside of the States?
Yeah, the ice is smaller. I think that's a well-known fact that the ice is a lot smaller here. In Europe, teams rely a lot more on systems because of the bigger ice surface. So it's a lot of positional play, as to where here it's read and react and make those quick small passes, and always be ready for someone to come hit you.
Now, when you say the ice is smaller, is it length? Is it width? Is it both?
So it is, I believe, and don't quote me on this, I believe it is actually shorter in length but wider. But the overall ice surface is smaller.
So would you say, with it being wider, would you say the game over there is more of an east to west versus like maybe a north to south in the US, or not at all?
Well, because it's thinner over there, it's a lot more, north south. A lot of coaches preach, yeah, don't try to do, the cross ice passes, because the defenseman can take half a step from, the face off dot and be right on you, to where here you have, an extra foot and a half, which at any level it's a lot more time.
Quick reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would teach you how to really anticipate the plays and really reading the pucks, and like you said, using the systems a little more over there than here.
Yeah.
Do you have
Aaron?
a preference to what game you like playing better? Do you prefer the smaller or the larger ice?
Well, being a bigger guy and skating around a lot, it gets tiring. I actually prefer the smaller ice. But having played so much on the Olympic size ice, it's nice to sometimes have that extra, second and a half to make a play, versus here you get the puck and you're in trouble. You're just throwing it away and hoping you don't get, run over.
That makes sense. I could see where both are obviously going to have their pros and cons.
Yeah, it's a little more skill than grit, I would say.
That's fair.
Do they have the trapezoid rule as well over in Europe, or is
Yes.
it?
Yes, they do.
And is that through like most leagues or all leagues, or is it just?
I recall that the Alps Hockey League had it, and every level, equal to that or higher had the trapezoid rule as soon as they introduced it. So that does make it a little more difficult for the goalies to help out, with a breakout or something like that. Here in Columbus, Trevor Babin and Tyler Roy are both very good at handling the puck. So whenever the puck gets out, it's great to have them skate out into the corner and make a cross ice pass. It's almost like having a third defenseman.
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't really looked at it like that, but that's actually, I'll have to pay attention to that a little more. We have a comment here from Luis Garcia. He said, "When can we see that River Dragons goal dance?"
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I saw the video.
Yes, of course. I'm hurt. I'm watching the game, and I have a good time once there's no reason for me to not enjoy myself. And the catchy dance after a goal is I just can't help myself, and I was just absent-mindedly doing it, and the video team put me on the jumbotron. So yeah, the
Yeah.
guys gave it to me a little bit after that as well. I hopefully next time I score, if I can remember. Uh, a
Oh my
lot of
gosh,
fans
what a
have asked me
great
to do
Sally
it
that
for
would
That's-
be.
Monday
I
nights.
think the crowd would go insane.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, hell yeah.
Center ice and just start doing it.
Yeah, that would probably start at Donnybrook.
I mean, depends on the team.
Yeah.
Hey, good Donnybrooks, good for the crowd too. That's all right. Don't know
Yeah.
how you feel about it, but the rest of us like watching it.
I love a hockey fight just as much as the next guy.
I'm sure you do. So you mentioned a little bit about being injured there. So one of my questions was, what do you do like today where the guys are all in Athens for the early morning game or they're traveling to wherever? How do you pass your time and entertain yourself while you're on IR?
I still go to the rink, rain or shine. I go to the rink every day, even if it's just to ride the bike for 15, 20 minutes if I can't do anything. Sometimes I can get out there on the ice, just work on skills, little things that you might not have time to do during practice. After that, I come home, see what my wife has planned for the day, and go from there.
I mean, injuries definitely are something like you got to take slow for recovery. You can't just rush right into it. And I feel like I've done that myself.
Yeah, injuries are they're a part of the game. It slows you down. It makes you take a step back, but you still want to be there. For practice and just to hang out with the guys. So I do it for routine. I wake up at the same time. I go to the rink. I have my bagel. I, drink my Gatorade and just have a good time.
Still making sure you're in it and still making sure you're staying loose and ready to go when you are ready to go.
Exactly.
Is it a, I don't want to get too deep into it. No,
Go ahead.
what type of bagel?
And cream cheese, that's important.
I
Yes.
like the Panera cinnamon bagels. Got a bit of a sweet tooth on me, so get a sugar rush going right away as I get into the rink, and it puts me in a good mood. Obviously, cream cheese. If I'm feeling a little fancy, I'll put some grape jelly on there too.
It's a good combo.
That's the best way to do a bagel. I don't care what anyone says. I'm from New York, where we apparently claim the rights to good bagels over here. But I'm telling you, a good bagel with cream cheese and grape jelly is to die for.
So I think we may have your biggest fan in the comments. Travel Muncher says, "Looking good, 74. You're my favorite player of all time." And they also asked, "What was your favorite hockey nickname?" And if this is who I think it is, we could talk about her a little bit.
Yes, that is indeed the one I named the wife.
The wife. Hi, wife.
Yeah, she does support me a whole lot. And favorite hockey nickname, I mean, I've had quite a few. With my last name, it's kind of hard to come up with a lot of variations, but the guys over the years have done it justice. My very very first year, the imports had me as Sabeauty.
Oh, that's good.
I like
Yeah,
that
that's
one.
great.
I've been called Gong Show, Letterkenny, because back then I didn't have the beard, so I had the very long hair. I looked like I think it's Riley.
Oh, yeah. I
Dylan
can see
played
that.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean I've had Z, Zabs, just a whole lot of variations.
So the keg chef asked, "Does your beautiful flow make you more aerodynamic, Ferda?"
Yeah. Shout out Keg Cowboy in Lexington, South Carolina. I mean, yes and no. I think it's just become something that I've always had. I think the last time I had short hair was when I was 14, and it's just always been there for me. So it looks good on camera. Apparently the ladies like it when you got nice long hair.
The good flow, it is kind of a
Yeah.
hockey thing.
Yeah, can't let it get too long because overflow is definitely a thing.
Yeah. Really quick before we move on to Erin's question, we did have a couple pictures with you and your wife. She's absolutely beautiful, and we just want to highlight we don't always have married players, and some are, and we don't know. But you guys look like you have a very awesome relationship, and so I just wanted to show the world a couple of pictures. So we're gonna get those up in just a second. Oh, this might be the
Yeah,
different
that is
slideshow.
that's the places I've played slideshow. Yeah.
Well, here we
that
go.
is-
I guess we
yeah.
can talk about that while it's up.
Yeah, Budapest, Hungary, my
Oh, wow.
hometown.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. This one was actually Villach, Austria. It's a smaller town in Carinthia, which is the southern part of Austria. I was fortunate enough to sign there and play a little bit. On this day, the way I'm dressed, we had 4 guys and we were taking ski lifts up onto the mountain with people in full ski gear, ready to buzz down the slopes, and we're over there in sneakers trying to cross a ski slope, trying to get to a restaurant. Yeah, this was before the beard days, so it's a 20-year-old me.
Wow.
So it's wow, time capsule. Yeah, Budapest, Hungary. Probably one of my favorite places to play. I am from Budapest. I grew up there. That's where I started playing hockey. That's a funny story too. I can get into that if you guys want me to.
Definitely.
So
Absolutely.
my best friend in kindergarten, he lived 2 blocks down, and there's a very big ice skating rink. I think it's the biggest outdoor ice skating rink in Europe. In Budapest, it's right behind Hero Square. And my parents, both of them being PE teachers, immediately got me into all kinds of sports. As soon as I could walk, I was skiing. They put me on skates. I was doing every sport possible. And they would take me skating. And one day I just happened to see my buddy, and they had practiced there. And that was, according to my mom, the only time I didn't skate around for 4 hours straight. I just stood there in awe and watched practice.
Aw.
And then it took me, I think, 2 or 3 years of asking my parents almost weekly to take me to hockey practice until they finally said, yeah, okay, let's go. And we actually ended up, I started out in a place that in the winter is like a mini rink. So it's for 3-on-3s. And in the summer, it doubles as a beer garden.
Oh, cool.
So that's where I started playing hockey. And then after that, they put me into the organization MAC Budapest, which has now gone through 4 different name changes. And from there, once we moved to Austria, the local team, and it kind of took off from there. So yeah, back to it. Budapest, absolutely loved it. My second year pro, I got to play in the Slovak League with the original team, actually, and I had a great time. I mean, the fans treated us great, and it's a major city. There's so much to do, and it being Europe, you can hop in the car and drive to 4 other countries within 4 hours. So
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
I've always
Yeah.
thought it would be cool to be able to do something like that.
yeah, and of course you can see the views are pretty nice too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this was actually a hike that my wife and I went on. This is also in Austria. This was Klagenfurt, which is actually one of the biggest rivals of Villach, where
Oh,
I
wow.
played the year prior. This, I believe, is the Traunsee, which is just a big lake that kind of snakes between the mountains. This is a pretty typical image for Austria. You get to see a lot of incredible nature in a very small area of Austria. So when we were down there, I was doing a lot of hiking. It's great cardio.
That is such a gorgeous view.
Yes, this is also Budapest. This is Hero Square. So behind this to the right is where the big ice skating rink is, where I fell in love with the game of hockey.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
Yeah, Miskolc. It's a small town, about an hour and 45 away from the Romanian border. My teammate Tyler Barrow actually played in Miskolc the year after I was there.
Oh, wow.
So we have a little bit of a, Miskolc Survivors Club, as we like to call it. The team treated us great. It's just a small town. So this is their version of the Hollywood sign.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
Kitzbühel, tiny little ski village of 9,000 people, nestled in the Austrian Alps. Great skiing. Lived there for 2 years. Went skiing for half a day. I still kick myself about that. It is one of the top ski locations in Europe. And this was, of course, one of the pictures I took while I was going up. That day I got to go skiing. Very interesting thing is the Hahnenkamm race, which is a big ski race, happens there every year. And that weekend, this tiny little town of 9,000 people has over, I think the year we were there, had 120,000 people come through.
Wow.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I think it was 2-3 weeks before the race, the coach came in and told us, hey, on these dates for practice, leave an hour earlier. And it was good that I did, because the 5-minute drive to the rink turned into 45 minutes.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
So this is the top of that mountain in Kitzbühel.
Wow. It almost doesn't even look real. That's so cool.
Yeah, you're above the you're above the clouds.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
Another hike in Austria. This one was closer to Kitzbühel. This is actually a bit of an illusion. There's actually a river that runs right underneath this bridge, but if you get just right, it looks like you're hanging over this giant lake. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
not nearly as scary as the picture looks, but nonetheless, it makes for a great picture to be like, hey, look what I did.
Yeah,
I
I
was
mean,
about to
it
say,
works. It works because my fear of heights, I'm just looking at it. I'm like, wow, you guys are brave. I'd cry.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I
Well,
was
it
gonna
also did
ask
take
who
us.
took that picture. It's
Um,
like,
well, my wife and I, we are blessed that we have all the equipment. So this was actually taken with the drone.
I was wondering. That's kind of why I was asking. So I'm like, either Jesus took that or a drone took that.
Yeah, it was with a drone.
That's a gorgeous picture.
Yep. Of course, Milan, Italy. Had to throw this one in there because the Olympics are right there. Um, we like to travel, and in Europe, there's you get those IHF breaks where it's just a week of no games, and guys go off to their respective national teams. If you're doing well heading into that week, coaches will give you 3-4 days off, and it being Europe, a round trip ticket from Munich, Germany, which was an hour and a half drive away, to Spain, Italy, anywhere, it's doing the conversion about $40.
Ooh,
So that's one of the big things that my wife and I miss is just being able to hop on a plane and go to a completely different country.
Yeah. Is there any on your bucket list that you haven't got to yet?
Ooh, I mean, Australia, New Zealand, that part of the world, Africa, and probably South America are the only ones that are missing for us right now. We've
Wow.
seen every other continent, thankfully.
that is
That's
so amazing.
Yeah, you have a very, very cool story.
Good for you. Does your wife travel with you for hockey as well? Like, obviously, we want to keep private. We don't have to answer, but does your wife come to Columbus with you and go from team to team, or?
Yes, so my wife
Oh,
has been
good.
an absolute angel, and she has moved with me for the past 8 years, all over Europe. We bounced between Austria and Hungary for a few years. And then, last year she went through going to Baton Rouge. That's an 11-hour drive from her hometown. And, this year we got lucky that we're closer to home.
Oh, I love that. Shout out to your wife. Shout out to all of the wags that really help hold
Yes.
down
Yes.
the wonderful players that we have the privilege
Yes.
of watching and being entertained by. You guys are troopers, and we appreciate you just as much as we appreciate you guys as players for being as amazing as you are.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't do it without her, so all
You
the credit
know,
goes to her.
we have always wanted to have a wife on the show. We would just love we like to kind of showcase all the different points of views. And so if she's ever interested, have her reach out. We could do a little interview with her. That'd be pretty cool.
I'll bring it up to her for sure.
Okay. All right, Sam, what you got?
Kind of real quick, going back to the hair. I joke to myself, and I just kind of chuckle, and I'm going to bring it up now. Before all this morning's crazy transactions that transpired and stuff, I kind of joked around that I wanted to see you, Skate Scaldy, and Schwinton Blacksmith all on the same line.
The flow
Because
line.
I would have called it the hairline. So, I mean,
That's actually better. Yeah.
and of course, at that point, you also got to have Babin in there. But it's
Yeah.
like the defensemen, they need to work on that hair growth. You guys.
Oh, well, Mike Wynn has a sneaky bit of flow in there too.
He hides it pretty well.
Yes, he's got the curls. you know,
The curls.
the curls for the girls.
I like that. We have a lot of comments in the chat. One actually is really close to one of the questions I wanted to ask tonight, and it said, where were you? Danger was the name. Out of all the places, where's the best food? Hungary, Baton Rouge, Monroe, Columbus?
I got to be a bit of a homer and say Hungary. You know, they don't call us hungry Hungarians for no reason.
What would you say your favorite dish is?
Oh, I mean, probably chicken paprikash, which is noodles and chicken and not a spicy sauce necessarily, but it's a classic Hungarian food. And the other is langos, which is kind of like a fried bread dough, and you put some sour cream and cheese on it. I know in the South they do elephant ears. I think that's kind of the closest thing to it, but we don't put sugar and all that stuff on it.
You know, I'm from the South, and
Hey.
I'm gonna have to check out the elephant ears. I'm from the South, and I haven't heard of it, so I guess I'm not deep enough
That
in
is
the
chicken
South.
paprikash, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We actually we had our one of the fans gave me a recipe one day, and our team doctor, his wife was kind enough to have us over for dinner, and she actually made chicken paprikash. So big props to Dr. Ken and his wife for doing that. I mean, it just shows how much people care, and you know, Southern hospitality is definitely my favorite.
Yes.
So Danger also had another really great question that I wanted to ask you. Well, we weren't too far from talking about the different places that you have played. He wanted to know, I'm assuming, sorry, I don't mean to misgender, but Danger wanted to know, why do European leagues frown on fighting so much? And you've kind of mentioned earlier about being a fighter in a way. Are you happy to now be in a league that embraces it, or does that kind of not mean much?
I think it just stems from the players being more focused on skills early on. I know that, you know, a lot of European countries, they focus on individual skill and then integrate that into teamwork, where, you know, hitting isn't really a thing up until you're 15 years old in Europe. So there's not really a place for it. You know, the junior leagues there, you have a fight, you're automatically suspended a game.
Right.
You know, everyone seen the videos of, you know, the NHL of the 80s and 90s where it was just rock'em sock'em. You know, Don Cherry's rock'em sock'em was, I've actually watched almost every episode on YouTube that I could find. You know, you get a few guys who come over here for juniors and they're kind of like, oh, okay, so this is a part of the game. And then when they come back, they do it. So you get the odd one or two guys every year that are willing to fight, and they're not, you know, necessarily imports. I think they just like the brand of hockey more in the skill sense rather than, you know, the fighting and violence. And, you know, being in a league that embraces it, yeah, you know, I'm happy to be in a place where I'm like, okay, if something does go down, then I'm not immediately suspended or there are any bigger consequences. But I wouldn't necessarily consider myself a fighter. I've done my share of fighting in Europe. In the pro leagues, it's not as frowned upon, but you do get suspended for a game after you've had two in a season. And then after every fight, after 2, you get another game. At least that's what it was in the Alps League. So, you know, I'm not going to be the guy that's like, oh, I'm never going to fight, but I try to keep it between the lines. You know, I have no resentment against anyone on the ice. I'm not going to take things personally. If it's a clean hit, I'm not going to fight anyone for a clean hit.
Right.
So
I mean, that's fair.
that's my approach to it.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of people that would have a lot of suspensions if they implemented that type of rule here in the FPHL.
Yeah. Yeah, go to a fight and the hockey game breaks out.
I mean, there was one where it's same two players fought twice in the same game, and it's like, oh, automatic suspensions after that, and then
Yeah.
every game after that, like, oof.
I think it has a lot to do with just the depth pool that, you know, is missing in some leagues in Europe. You know, here a guy gets suspended for 10 games, there's a waiting list of 25 guys that, you know, want to be on the team. Whereas in Europe, you might not have as many players, you know, just wanting to play or being able to play.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. Before we get to our next question, I just want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Matraca Time. We have a clip that will roll, but they take broken hockey sticks and they make them into noisemakers, and you can take them to the game. They're great if you have a broken stick from your favorite player, or with us, we gave ours to our Billets parents, so they make really good Christmas gifts too. So if we could just roll their clip really quick.
Let's go!
Be down in our description. Oh, I think I was muted. Their Etsy link will be down in our description. So Sam, I think you're up next.
So somebody had it, and that's where I was going to go. Oh, Jamie Walker. Whenever you get ready, do you have any pre-game superstitions?
I do like to keep everything kind of the same. I eat, you know, 6 hours before the game, and then I try to keep it minimal. Take my 2-hour nap, and then once I get to the rink, it's almost the same every time. Obviously, it changes occasionally if we get to the rink later, if we're on an away game, things like that. I guess it's nothing out of the ordinary, but I do like to tape my sticks first and then, you know, make my hydration drink. I do the same warm-up routine off the ice every time. Always have my massage gun with me. I mean, it's nothing really worth mentioning, but
Can't give away all of his secrets.
I was gonna say, it does sound like you're very structured though. Like you like your routine, the way that you like it. And you mentioned earlier the same thing about your routine. So I would say that falls under superstition to do everything the same way every time.
Yeah. Well, I'm not touching the same things in the locker room or tapping the doorway a certain amount of times.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it's I do know there are a lot of players out there that do have their superstitions, and I hear that goalies are pretty superstitious.
Yeah, don't bug the goalies before a game. I was told very early on, just don't mess with the goalies, you know.
Yeah.
One commercial, no goals.
No goals.
That's a walrus. I have a fun question here. If you could be a mascot, like undercover, you're dressed up like, say, Torture Scorch for a day, and you could play some pranks, what would you play as a prank, and who would you want to play them on? Like if you couldn't get caught.
Oh, wow. Ooh, how much time you got?
All the time in the world. want to
All of
hear it.
I mean, you got to do the classic, cup of water inside the helmet, just hit a select few guys. I mean, is it just at the rink or are we going outside the rink?
Whatever you want.
I say let's
You're
go
in the
outside the rink.
mascot.
Outside
You're
the
the man.
rink? I mean, a good prank is, leave someone's car on cinder blocks.
Okay, so we're talking like flurry level
Yeah.
type pranks.
Yeah.
Okay, I like
I,
it.
I got into a prank war with one of my teammates in junior, and it ended
Ooh.
with me having to return his wheels to him after practice.
I love the commitment.
Yeah,
I love that.
we moved a motorcycle down a set of stairs, and he'd have to like ask us to help him take it back up. I mean, they're not necessarily harmless, but I would stray more towards the harmless pranks. What comes around goes around.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
learned about a prank last week. If you guys in the comments don't know what this is, go check out our last episode. I'm sure you do. Iceberging somebody. Have you heard of that?
First I'm hearing of it.
I actually asked my billets about it, and they're the ones that he goes, "Oh yeah, it's iceberging somebody." So what is it? They fill the toilet with ice.
Oh.
You know the one I'm talking about?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Another
we learned about that
classic
last week.
is taping someone's gear into a ball,
Oh, okay, yeah, I've heard that.
putting a 10, 15, 20-pound plate in someone's bag underneath their hockey gear.
That's
God.
funny.
Yeah,
God, I was
those are
here.
yeah, kettlebells work very well. I found that out
Oh
in Europe.
man.
They blend in real well with the hockey gear. So even if you're looking for something, you might just brush over it.
It's not really there.
Yeah.
How long does it usually take someone to realize that their gear is like 10, 20 pounds heavier than normal?
Well, it depends on how long the walk is from the locker room to the bus. If it's a short walk, they'll probably not realize it, especially if you haven't been on the road in a while. I've had guys who didn't even realize they took it on the whole road trip. Instead of putting, one 20-pound weight, we put in 4 or 5 pounders and we stuck him on the side pockets. So I'm pretty sure he carried those around for a week and a half.
That's hilarious.
Most
All right,
of the
nobody
time
tell our
when they're
secrets.
unpacking.
Nobody tell our secrets. Nobody tell the other guys. They got it coming. Kevin's coming for him. Don't tell Babin. Don't tell anybody else.
No, don't mess with Babin. No.
After
Fair point.
ago.
Fair point.
Yeah, blockers do not taste good.
I imagine.
No, I bet they don't.
Have you had a personal experience?
Yes. Not with Trevor
man.
Babin. It was a long time ago.
So before coming to the States,
Yes.
Ugh.
A little plug for next week. We actually have Trevor Babin joining us.
Oh,
So yeah, we get dragons 2 weeks in a row. So we're pretty excited about that.
nice.
Very excited.
So go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. You go.
Oh, I just wanted to, if it's okay, we wanted to peek in your wardrobe a little bit, and we have up some photos, and we wanted to just see what jerseys you've put on over the years. So if we put the picture up, you could tell us where it was.
Yeah, this was first year in Kitzbühel. Obviously, in Europe, the sponsorships and all the advertisements kind of take center stage. If you look to the left of the 41 on my chest, that little yellow dot, that was our logo on this jersey.
Wow.
It's mainly, to get all the sponsors out there.
Yeah.
Filach, sorry for the bad picture quality and not really being able to see that it's actually me. Um, I didn't get to wear the jersey too much, but we had some very funky warm-up jerseys. I can tell you that.
Which country was this?
Austria.
Austria. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Budapest. So this was in Budapest, my second go around. I absolutely love these purple jerseys. I just like the color purple on a hockey jersey. I think it's something you don't see very often.
Yeah.
And the team's colors were purple, white, and black. So this was actually during COVID. So not a lot of fans got to see these live. But I was fortunate enough to be able to take one home. So it's tucked away somewhere in my closet.
Kind of reminds me of the Rockers sort of color scheme.
Yeah, so this is a bit better picture of the Phelock jersey.
Okay.
Obviously, the right by my top hand is where the logo is, but as you can see, everything else is just full of sponsors.
Yeah.
And very first year, Mott's, we had a pretty interesting Halloween jersey that year. I couldn't find a photo of it. But yeah, this was probably the jersey with the least amount of advertisements that I had on it in Europe. This was my childhood team, and I got to, kind of complete the circle with it being my first year pro. So
That's awesome.
it was a good time. And this was our kind of my 0-year pro. I don't know if you can count it or not. We were kind of like a junior team playing in a pro league. This was just the Vienna Capitals jerseys. Very basic, just the big logo.
See, the flow is there.
Yeah.
The flow is there.
That
So
was
I
the
say it
unruly
counts.
days. And of course, yeah, just outstanding. I really like all the specialty jerseys that, the team's done so far. I can't wait to see Military Night.
Oh, yeah.
Which is coming up this weekend. Our outdoors night jerseys, unreal. The Hockey Fights Cancer, obviously the purple.
Yeah.
Love that one. And I just like the sleek black, simple, to the point look of this jersey too. And I'm blessed to be able to wear it, when I'm out there. Yeah, end of Movember in Miskolc. So this one actually has the big logo in the middle. If you guys get Tyler Barrow on, he can probably attest that this is probably one of the cooler logos in at least Hungary. It's the polar bears.
Do the fans? It's the way that we do the auctions and off the backs. Are the fans also trying to get your jerseys over there now with like all the logos on them?
So
or is that different?
We don't really do specialty jerseys all that often. And even if we do, I don't think they're auctioned off. But fans can get replicas. So I know that the Halloween jersey, my first year, I actually got to take that home. And, the fans can order just an exact replica. It's just not game worn.
Yeah. So Aaron, I think you're up.
How many of those jerseys have you been able to keep? I know you said the Halloween one, but have you been able to keep most of them then?
Yeah. So in Europe at the end of the year, they'll usually give you the option to take one of the two jerseys, either a home or away jersey. Some years they give you both. So I have a pretty broad collection of jerseys back home at my parents' house.
That's really
So much
awesome.
so that I could probably not have to repaint my room ever again if I just put them all up on the wall.
Just covered the wall.
Wallpaper of jerseys.
Yeah, mural of jerseys.
So, if you were an owner and you could come up with your own hockey team name and or logo, what would it be?
Oh, wow. That's a tough one. The name, I mean, it depends on where you are, right? You kind of want to pay homage to wherever the team is. I mean, there's not any I would want to change if I were to become the owner. I like basing it off animals. I think that's a classic way to go.
Mhm.
I mean, ice pandas would be kind of cool for a beer league team.
I like that.
I like
Yeah.
that too. I don't think I've ever heard pandas in a hockey team ever, so that'd be quite unique.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
who doesn't love a panda?
exactly.
For being cuddly.
Yeah,
We,
except
we sorry.
except when they're eating bamboo. They
Yeah,
get out.
but you could make a black and white jersey with a panda eating bamboo, and that green would really pop. Kind of got the bingo color scheme, but I could see it.
I mean, I would honestly probably have more of a white and green for the away. Just have the bottom of the jersey actually be like bamboo leaves, and then the numbers would be made out of bamboo stalks.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
That's pretty fire.
Yeah, I like that.
It's already patent pending, trademark pending.
Yeah.
Writing down ideas.
Absolutely.
We have 2 comments in the chat. One is from Shahela. She said, Anna, talk about the dogs. Just really quick, I have one here with me. He's sleeping and he's rotten. I don't know if you guys can see him, but Boone is here, but he's on the other side of the room. So hopefully we'll get to see him next week. And then our other comment, I recognize the name, Jonathan. He's probably one of the biggest Dragon fans there is. So if we could throw his name on the screen. He asked, who is your 2 favorite, I'm thinking teammates on the Dragons team?
I mean, it's tough to pick specific guys. For me, Brody Thornton is up there. We played together in Baton Rouge, so we kind of have that pre-existing bond. His dog Kahlua, if we're talking about dogs, absolutely love her. I mean, for some odd reason, Trevor Babin and I get along very well, even though every day I'm standing right in front of him. He's yelling at me because I'm screening him. I yell at him because he makes saves that I'm like, there's no way you should have made that. So I think those 2 guys, and funny enough, they sit right next to each other in the locker room, so I don't have to go too far. But I mean, those are the ones where I can be like, okay, this is why. But I love all the guys on the team. Picking favorites is just not fair. There isn't a single guy on the team where I'd be like, I don't want to go hang out with you.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I think having off-ice chemistry really helps the on-ice chemistry too. So
Absolutely.
For sure. Shahela has a really good question too. With you being from Hungary, is Hungarian your first language and then English, or do you speak more than just the 2 languages?
So yes, Hungarian is my first language. Both my parents are from Hungary. I get this question quite often. My English is at this
Phenomenal.
level because
Spectacular.
I was fortunate enough to go to American schools. in Hungary and Austria. So
Oh, wow.
from kindergarten all the way through graduation, I was being taught by teachers from the UK, from the US, from Canada. So I grew up with Hungarian and English. And as soon as we moved to Austria, it was kind of, I had to learn German to play and, communicate with people there. So I actually speak 3 languages fluently. And then
Wow.
I took 4 years of French in school, but I mean, not anything that I can be proud of. Over the years, I've learned phrases in different languages from guys that I've played with. A little bit of Swedish, some Finnish. My Russian isn't very good. Um, it's one of those things that you pick up playing with a lot of guys.
Well, I think being trilingual is very impressive. After 4
I do
years in El
too.
Paso, I picked up 3 whole sentences of Spanish. So being able to speak 3 fluent languages and then a bunch of others, that's pretty impressive.
I think I know 2, and that's sarcastic and that's regular.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Baton Rouge was interesting. There were some moments where I'm like, is this English? Could
Is
you
it the very thick Southern accent or like the Cajun?
The Cajun accent really got
Oh,
me.
I think there we go. Sorry, we lost you for a second.
Oh,
So the last we heard was we're thinking the accents, and you said Baton
yeah.
Rouge.
Baton Rouge, the real thick Cajun accent was one that I had a hard time adjusting to.
Yeah.
I have a hard time understanding it sometimes, and it's no hate or disrespect to anybody.
Yeah,
Just
it's definitely a cool accent, but it is hard
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Which
To
I
be
was
fair,
surprised.
sometimes-
I was surprised when you logged on that you didn't have any accent to me at all. And I was expecting you to have like a very thick accent with you having grown up in Hungary and playing in the European countries. And I was like, you came
You
on and I'm
mean
like,
you want
wait,
you think I speak like this?
Yes.
and
Is a
Yeah.
very, very thick German accent?
and I promise I don't mean that with any kind of disrespect at all.
No,
I
I
just, you
understand.
came in, you're like, hey, hi, how are you? And I'm like, hey, hi, how are you?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. No, sir.
Okay, so you got the
I've-
twang down. I like it.
I do. My wife is from the South.
Sam, do you want to ask
The,
our weekly
sometimes
question?
Yeah. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
No. No.
No.
Hot take on this
No.
show.
It doesn't. No.
Do you like not even different toppings or like never?
Never. Not pineapple. No. The last 2 years in Kitzbühel, we lived an hour from Italy. So if we wanted to go get pizza for lunch, we'd hop in the car and drive to Italy and have authentic
Wow.
Italian pizza. And I'm pretty sure you would have had a mob hit put out on you if you ordered pineapple on pizza down there.
You're probably right.
Chicken paprikash on pizza. I have not tried it, but you just gave me $1 million idea.
Oh, you'll have to send us a message and let us know if it's a win.
I definitely will. I mean, you could put the chicken on it and then use the sauce as kind of a dipping sauce. So,
I think we could figure
something I
out.
try.
I think we could figure out a pretty cool chicken paprikash pizza.
Yeah.
It's brewing right now. I can kind of see it.
Yeah, I'm salivating.
Yeah. We want an update. Send us a message. And before we wrap up, it has been absolutely spectacular having you on. If you guys had, Sam or Aaron, if you had one more question before we close out, let me know.
I think I asked the majority of my questions and they were answered even if I didn't ask them. But thank you for coming on. I appreciate your time and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on.
Oh, it's
Although Louis does say not to forget that goal dance. I think Louis over here thinks you owe us a goal dance.
I'll do my best. It's in the heat of the moment, I usually try to keep it simple. I My mind usually goes blank. I'm like, wait, I actually scored, huh? What? And then just raise your hands and be like, yeah, it was me.
Well, before
Maybe
we
going,
wrap up, if you could say anything to your fans that are watching tonight, what would you want to say to them?
um, 11 game heater.
Mhm.
We're aiming to keep that rolling, and obviously with military night this weekend, that's get your tickets real soon if
Yeah.
there's any left. And we really appreciate every single fan that comes to the games. Um, they're they're the ones who kind of drive the team. It's always easier to play when there's a lot of people, cheering for you. It gives you an extra step. It gives you an extra, 10 seconds on the ice at the end of a long shift. Um, it's a different atmosphere when fans are in the building and they want to see you play. And the fans in Columbus are outstanding. Um, I love the goal dance. I Even last year when I was an opponent, I kind of caught myself going like this on the bench. So yeah, and the section behind the penalty box, Murdog and the rest of his
110.
gang keep on giving it to the opponents.
Yeah,
I
give
was
them
on the
hell,
receiving
Eric.
end of a few of those last year.
And to the
And
fans too, if they're not watching the standings, you guys are very, very close to the top two teams. I think it's Athens and Moreau. I think you're only separated by 5 or 6 points, maybe.
yeah,
Six.
this little yeah this win streak has really put a big dent in that lead that the first two teams had on us. Um, we've been playing good hockey lately, and we aim to keep doing that and hopefully move up. There's still quite a few games left. You never know what can happen, and especially in those direct games where we play Athens or Monroe. Those are big weekends for us where we can definitely kind of take our own fate and make what we can.
I
Mhm.
would love nothing more than to see Columbus and Binghamton in the finals. I would love nothing more than for you guys to have to come to Binghamton to complete the finals.
Well, we'll take the first two games down here and then
See where it goes.
see
But
where it goes.
I'd
You know,
love, I want you guys, I would, listen, I would love to see, because first of all, if it's Columbus and Binghamton in the finals, we are dragging. You better make a spot on the bus for Sam and Allie and Eric and Shahela and Izzy and all of the Jay and everybody. We're gonna need it. I need you and Columbus to send a second bus up here with my people on it.
I wish I had that kind of pull.
Me too. Me too.
I'll find a bus and I'll just charter it, make everybody pay, and we'll do it.
Yeah, take an RV.
Honestly, that's
Yeah,
like the
come
best way to
on.
show up for the boys. Honestly, I think the Dragons or any team for that matter would love it. But to wrap things up, we wish you, good health and hope like quick healing, and we hope to see you back out on the ice soon. And yeah, good luck for the rest of the season, and thanks again for coming on tonight.
Of course.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Quick shout out to our
Yeah.
boosters and all the fans. We really appreciate you, especially here in Columbus. You guys have been awesome to my wife and I. We feel really at home, and of course, thank you to the entire organization as well for letting me live my dream a little longer.
Aw.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. All right. Well, you guys have a
Alrighty.
good night.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Right.
Thank you.